Have you ever visited a website, hovered over a button and noticed it smoothly change color? Or watched images slide effortlessly into place as you scroll down? These experiences are created with CSS transitions and animations. In this video, you'll learn how to build basic CSS transitions and keyframe animations. Get ready to bring life to your web pages and create a more engaging user experience. CSS transitions make changes feel smooth by easing between different styles, while animations allow you to choreograph more complex sequences of movements and transformations. A transition might be as simple as a button slowly changing color when hovered over. Animations, however, can handle more complex sequences, like moving an element across the screen, changing its color midway, and fading it out at the end. To build these effects, it's important to understand the key properties involved. Let's start by exploring the key properties of CSS transitions. First, transition property defines which CSS property will change, like background color, which adjusts the element's color, or transform, which modifies its shape, size, or position. Next, transition duration controls how long the transition takes, whether it's 0.5 seconds for a quick effect or 2 seconds for a slower one. Transition timing function controls the speed of the transition, determining whether it moves smoothly, quickly at the start, or eases out towards the end, with values like ease, linear, or ease in out. Ready to take it a step further? Now let's explore the key properties of CSS animations. At keyframes outlines the different styles an element will go through at specific points in the animation. Animation name links the element to the correct at keyframes rule, while animation duration defines how long the entire animation takes, whether in seconds or milliseconds. Animation timing function controls the speed of the animation over its duration, allowing for different pacing styles. As with transition timing function, common values include ease, linear, ease in, ease out, and ease in out. Then there's animation delay, which adds a pause before the animation begins. This can be useful when sequencing multiple animations. If the animation needs to repeat, use animation iteration count. You can specify a number or use infinite for continuous looping. For even more control, animation direction determines whether the animation plays forward, backward, or alternates between the two. Animation fill mode specifies how styles are applied before and after the animation runs, while animation play state allows you to pause and resume an animation whenever needed. Now that the key properties are clear, how will they look in action? Here's a simple example that brings these transition properties to life. In this example, you've created a box that changes its background color, size, and position when hovered over. Transition property is set to background color and transform, meaning both the background color and the element's transformation will animate when the box is hovered over. Next, transition duration is set to 0.5 seconds, so the changes will take half a second to complete, creating a smooth visual effect. Finally, transition timing function is set to ease in out. This means the transition will start slowly, pick up speed in the middle, and then slow down again towards the end. Let's explore how these transitions come together. Notice how the box smoothly changes color and shifts position when rolled over. These effects help enhance interactivity, making the design feel more responsive. Great job mastering transitions. Now let's take things a step further with CSS animations. Here's a basic example that demonstrates how different animation properties work together. In this example, you've created a simple animated box that changes its position, color, and size using key animation properties to control the effect. The animation is defined with the at keyframes rule. This is where the sequence of changes is set, starting with a specific position, color, and size, and gradually shifting to new ones as the animation plays. In the .animated box class, the animation name property connects the box to the move and grow keyframes. Animation duration is set to 2 seconds, meaning it takes 2 seconds for the box to complete one full cycle from start to finish. Animation timing function is set to ease in out, so the movement starts slow, speeds up in the middle, and then slows down again at the end. There's also a 1-second delay added with animation delay, so the animation waits a moment before it begins after the page loads. Animation iteration count is set to infinite, meaning the animation will keep looping continuously. To create a back and forth effect, animation direction is set to alternate, which makes the animation reverse direction after each cycle. The animation fill mode property is set to forwards, ensuring that the box keeps the final styles from the last keyframe after the animation completes. And finally, animation play state is set to running, meaning the animation starts immediately, but this can be changed to paused if needed. Let's explore how this animation works in practice. This is a great example of how combining multiple animation properties can add movement and polish to a design. This video covered the core concepts of CSS transitions and animations, two powerful techniques for enhancing user experiences on the web. Transitions allow elements to respond smoothly to interactions, while animations offer greater control over complex style changes. Using these techniques helps you build more engaging, user-friendly applications. Subtle effects like these guide attention and make interactions feel smoother. Try experimenting with them in your own projects to see how even small changes can make a big impact.